This now is the chain rule, or sometimes you'll see it called function of a function. So this is where we have some kind of function, say in a bracket, and it's raised to a power. So it's called function of a function because you can see inside the bracket that 4x minus 1, that's a function in itself, and then the whole thing is another function. Okay, now if you consider, if we had just y equals x cubed and we had to differentiate that, you would get 3x squared. We do basically the same with these questions. So dy by dx is 3 upon 4x minus 1, and then take 1 away, squared. The only difference is now we have to differentiate what's inside the bracket. So we differentiate 4x minus 1 and we would get 4. Differentiate the minus 1 would be 0. And then tidy it up. I'm just going to say 3 4s, that's 12 upon 4x minus 1 squared. Okay, so our next one. So we'd say 7 times 3 is 21, and then take 1 away, so that's to the power of 6. Then differentiate what's in the bracket. Differentiate 1, you get 0. Differentiate x squared, we get 2x, and then tidy it up, we get 42x upon 1 plus x squared to the power of 6. And it would be usual to leave the bracket then at the end. Okay, so our next one then, square root, so obviously we can write that as 2x plus 3 to the power of a half. So differentiate, we get a half upon 2x plus 3, take 1 away, we get minus a half, and then differentiate what's inside the bracket. So that's 2. A half times 2, that gives us 1. So you can write that as 2x plus 3 to the power of minus a half. Or we could write it as 1 over 2x plus 3 to the power of a half. Or if we wanted to put it back into a square root sign, so we get 1 over the square root of 2x plus 3. Okay, our next one, 1 over 3x cubed plus 1 all squared. So we bring that up, so it's that to the power of minus 2. So differentiate, we get minus 2 upon 3x cubed plus 1, and then just be careful with your minus signs. So it's minus 2, take away 1, so we'll get minus 3, and then differentiate what's in the bracket, so we'll get 9x squared, and then tidying it up, we could write it as minus 18x squared upon 3x cubed plus 1 all to the power of minus 3, or you could bring the bracket back down. Okay, and again now we'll have to be able to do questions involving tangents and stationary points. So find the equation of the tangent to y equals x squared plus 1 to the power of 4 when x is 1. So you think, when you see equation of tangent, you think dy by dx. So when we differentiate that, we get 4 upon x squared plus 1, and then take 1 away, we get 3. Differentiate what's inside the bracket, so that's 2x. So it's 8x upon x squared plus 1 cubed. So at x equal 1 then, dy by dx is going to be 8 upon 1 squared plus 1, so it's 2 cubed. So that's 8 times 8, which is 64. We also need to find our y value. So put that into our original equation. So it's x squared, which is 1 plus 1. So that gives us 2 to the power of 4. Will give us 16. So then we're going to use our y minus y1 equals m upon x minus x1 to find the equation of the tangent. So y minus 16 equals our gradient 64 upon x minus 1. So y minus 16 equals 64x minus 64. Bring the minus 16 over, it becomes plus 16. And we get y equals 64x minus 48, and that's the equation of our tangent. Okay, we'll look then at stationary